This is your WW3 news of Sunday evening. Now, 2 weeks ago, here in Italy, on the Thursday, Stellantis had lost around about 25 billion euros of value on its shares on the stock exchange here in Italy. And that was a really hard blow. Mind you, something like this was coming its way, and regarding the condition of the multinational company, disastrous sales, in bad investments in the EV sector, which the market, how they responded to them on those type of cars, and and most car makers are returning back to making petrol and diesel cars. And the Fiat plant, which they make the engines for the class fire, which the Fiat's been making for 40 years, well, it looks like it's going to reopen, unbelievably not. So it's going to supply engines for the brands of the Fiat and Lancia, probably now for Romeo as well, which is good news. Probably Peugeot and Citroën and Opel have these crappy Pertec engines, and we shall see. That is a good news. They've come to realise these shitty engines and costing, sacrificing the quality of the vehicles and high prices, in the end, does not work. And people will search elsewhere, more competitive prices, more better quality, reliability. This is a discussion always been in the motor industry, basically. And you create a reputation upon that, don't you? Well, the only reputation Stellantis of it creating is negative. All the recalls which they have to do for this and that and that. Piaggio. Even 2026 is going to be a very difficult year. It's going to be more difficult than 2025. And it's probably in the pipeline. Within probably a few years of laying off workers, talking about numbers of 800s, probably even more or less, but Pontedera in Italy is no more competitive. It's too expensive to produce. And obviously Piaggio, regarding last year, there was a minus 8 or 9 on the market of two-wheel vehicles, and Piaggio is a minus 18. That's something which is not working in Piaggio land. I don't know whether it's Michele Motore said, we're not going to invest in Pontedera, we're going to invest in India or China. And also this joint venture thing in Indonesia, which they do joint ventures. Piaggio's opened up a holding there. So that's a very interesting market to keep an eye on. Europe, like the motor cars, and these narratives of more green vehicles, electric, is just destroying. It's creating uncertainty in this sector. And the newest product of the Piaggio is a new electric scooter. It's going to be a very expensive piece of hardware, and obviously don't think it's all made in Italy, because the most components like the batteries and electronics and the motor is made in China. It's only assembled in Italy at Pontedera, and that should be the new assembly line, which should bring back some some sales of two-wheel vehicles of the Piaggio. But mind you, Aprilia, they're doing not that bad, especially in motor racing. That's a different type of management, and obviously they are financed in a more different way. They have practically do what they bloody like, really, without interference of the mother company upon the dairy. And that's a very good thing, because if you start obtaining good results on the track, like the Ferrari does when it wins, that means more sales for the product, and that means more prestige for the company. Well, Piaggio this year will be 80 years since this two-wheel revolution's been around and been produced. And it's going to be a very difficult year for this company, and it's for employees as well.